Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Nourish video series. So excited to have you back for this week's episode. Again, I'm Becky Leonard, and I'm here to present this week's episode, which is the birth plan. I get so many questions, and I hear so many families who I love talking about all the plans they have for their baby, and for the nursery, and for the baby shower, for the baby's name. And then I sit down with them and I say, or I'm in class and I say, so tell me about your birth plan. And they normally look at me like this. Well, what's a birth plan? Our plan is to have a birth. And I love that question because it really shows me that we have a plan to write. So what is a birth plan? A birth plan ideally is a one-page guide that you bring with you to the place of the birth, whether it's you'll have it with you at home or you'll bring it to the birth center or you'll pack it in your bag to the hospital. And it basically tells the staff that you're going to meet what your wishes are for this birth. So things that the birth plan will include might be, did you want certain music playing during your birth? Do you want the room that you're in to be dimly lit? What are your thoughts on vitamin K for the baby? And some of you are thinking, well, what is vitamin K? Which is exactly why I think it's important to have a birth plan. And the other thing might be, do you really want an epidural or do you want an unmedicated birth? There's a ton of things for you to think about in terms of planning for this birth. And why this is so important is that when you bring it with you and you're in this most amazing emotional and physical time of bringing this baby into the world, you've already thought through a lot of the questions that you're going to be asked at the time. So you will make them ahead of time. I really recommend sitting down with your birth plan, have a date in your living room with some tea and something sweet, and sitting down and really talking through what you want for your baby, what you want for your birth, and what you want for your time at the hospital or with the staff at the birthing center or home. So what I'm going to give to you is the birth plan that I give. It's a sample birth plan that I give to all of my mamas and their families. And what it is it's written as if you wanted a non-intervention birth. So it's written as if you don't want anything, no medical interventions, you want it completely unmedicated, and you don't want them to do any procedures to the baby afterward. And it's written this way for a reason. You know, while that might be some people's birth plan, it may not be others. But what it does is it helps you think about all the options that are going to be presented to you during your birthing time, and then it allows you to write down what you would want. I can't tell you the peace that comes when you've printed out those copies and you have them with you and you know you're ready. So with that being said, you can look down below in the description and it'll link to the sample birth plan. You can also find it on my website, which is nourish-baby.com, and you can find it there. Again, these videos are going to be a series. So if you think of a question or you want something for me to answer, just go ahead and leave the question in the comments below, and I'd love to address it in a future episode. So again, while you're planning, make that date to sit down and go over your birth plan. You won't regret it. Thanks so much for being here today, and I look forward to sharing with you next week.